Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a couple of weeks since I last filmed for my YouTube channel and sorry about that. I thought I would do something a little different. I don't usually do foundation reviews because I don't know why. As you can tell from the title, you already know what I'm reviewing. It's the KVD Good Apple Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm. I actually bought two. Don't ask me why. I clearly think I'm made of money. When I received them, I was like, it would be so difficult for me to pick one over the other because even though I haven't swatched them, these two shades are kind of like what I would use generally. So the first shade that I picked was Tan 066 and then the second shade is Tan 068. So they're literally one after the other. There's no 67, it's just 66 and then 68. I haven't swatched these at all, but they're both up my street in terms of shades. So 66 is a bit more yellowy, kind of me without a tan. Like I think it would work on my cheeks and like the center of my face. 68 is a little bit warmer, so this would be me with a little bit of warmth to my skin. It would work around my mouth, I'm sure. I mean, I haven't tried it. I could be completely wrong. Oh yeah, and I ordered these from Boots and they were on offer for like 29 something. I'm gonna start by swatching them both on my face so I can figure out which shade to use. I can't believe I've got two. I've already prepped my skin. I've done all my skincare. So I just need to go on with the primer and then get on with the foundation. Before I swatch anything, I want to put my primer on. At the moment, I've been really enjoying the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. This is so nice. It's cooling, it's hydrating, gives a nice glow. And honestly, the grip with this is insane. Like, I feel like it's really holding onto my makeup. So I'm going to be using this today. Okay, so my primer is on. So at this point I would then go on to colour correction, which is what I do religiously, kind of. 80% of the time I would normally colour correct. I have heard that this foundation is so full coverage that you don't necessarily need to correct your skin. But I kind of still want to use my normal routine. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put colour corrector on one side of my face and then leave the other side free from colour corrector. And then that way I can see if there's an actual difference and also how it works on top of my colour corrector. I'm going to take my Live Tinted Hue Stick in the shade Balance. This is the newest colour corrector to their entire colour correcting collection and it's such a nice mellow kind of coral shade. I've also got a code for this, so if you want to save some money you can use it on any Live Tinted purchase. So a little bit under my eye as well, maybe a tiny bit here. I do get a little bit here. Just gonna blend that out a little bit. Okay, so now I need to figure out what shade I'm going to be using. I'm just going to swatch them on this side with my finger. I'm going to get the shade 66. It's so creamy. I'm barely touching it. It looks a bit lighter now that I've touched it, but I think that's pretty normal with a lot of cream foundations in general. Once you kind of break that film, you get the actual colour. Just blend it out. That could actually work, but it's going to look a little bit ashy around my mouth. I have made shades like this work before. They're just a bit more yellow based, so it just means that I would look a little bit ashy around my mouth and stuff. Let's try 68. Let's see. See, that looks orange. Be right back. I'm just gonna go to my window and have a look in natural light. Okay, I basically need a shade 67. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to use 66, and I'll tell you why. Because I bronze and I can warm up my skin. This is gonna look really orange on me, and even though I'm wearing like a high neck, my chest is really light. Can you see? So I just think that 66 is gonna be the better option. I've got a clean brush. I just kind of dabbed in there. I know a lot of people have been taking a lot on the brush and then swiping on and like, oh wow, this is crazy coverage. I don't do stuff like that because it's just gonna get stuck in my brush. This is how normal people apply foundation. You don't just stick your brush and load it up with loads of cream. It annoys me when people do that. By the way, I don't have any like beauty filter or blurring thing. I don't use that anyway. So you can see. I'll tell you when I'm taking more because I'm going to take some now. That was 2 pats. So you can see obviously around my mouth I am darker. So patting. Feels so weird to not use a colour corrector. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about my skin type. Okay, so I am kind of dry, dehydrated. I'm not dry as in flaky, I'm dry as in like just lacking moisture and hydration. I tend to get dry around my mouth, my chin, my under eyes and my forehead. So basically everywhere, kind of. So it'll be good to see how this works on my skin. Taking a tiny tap more. I don't normally put foundation underneath my eyes, I don't know why I just did that, but it's okay. This foundation shade is actually nice. For my forehead, I don't really put too much foundation, usually just what's left on the brush, but I'm gonna take the tiniest tap. Wow, that is crazy, just from a tap. So the foundation is gonna look a bit lighter on my forehead because my forehead is darker as well. It feels really nice to blend, by the way. This looks really nice. Well, you know, after the price that I paid, I better like it. So because I've got colour corrector on this side, I can't apply the same kind of pressure that I did on this side where I was just kind of like doing my circular motion, because I feel like I'm only just going to mix my corrector into the brush with the foundation. So I tend to just dab more and build up my coverage that way. There you go. I'm going to take another tap. Take another tap. Because I put it on my under eyes here, I'm going to do the same thing here. If it doesn't cover up my corrector, it's not a big deal because I would put concealer. I've definitely had to build up this side a little bit more, especially around my mouth, because of, you know, I need to cover up the corrector. But that doesn't bother me because on a normal day I would use corrector. It feels so weird for me that I haven't got corrector here. Okay guys, I'm back. I just finished the rest of my makeup. I just did a really quick eye look and then put some lipstick on. If you want to see how I created the eyes and the lip, then the video will be on my Instagram, so you can go to my Instagram page and check out how I did that. I think I started filming about an hour and a half ago, so I'm going to say that I've had my foundation on for, yeah, at least an hour and a half, and I'm going to keep this on until late in the evening when I'm ready to take it off and have a shower and stuff. So we will do a check-in. I'm actually really liking how my skin is looking. It's got a really nice natural glow, especially all along here. Obviously if you wanted to powder it, you could. I haven't touched anything up and I won't be. I won't apply powder throughout the day. I mean, I'm at home anyway, so it's not like I would need to do that. But I won't be adjusting anything on my face. So in the evening, you'll get a bit of an idea of how my skin's looking. It's very glowy, like, so I mean this works for me in my skin type. I have seen people who have oilier skin say that this didn't really work for them at all, so I can actually see why that would be the case. I'm going to be cooking dinner today, so I'm going to be hot and in the kitchen, so we'll see. If I look a bit shiny, you'll know why. But yeah, I'm going to leave for now and I'll see you in a couple of hours. Okay, hi guys. I am back. The lighting is completely different now. It's 20 to 12. So I'm gonna go with 8 hours. This is 8 hours where between then and now I have napped, I've eaten dinner, I've cooked dinner, so I was like really hot in the kitchen. I had a shower, but I didn't wash my face because I really wanted to see like what it was going to be like in extreme humidity. So I've been in the shower as well, and now it's time for me to take this off because I wouldn't wear makeup longer than 8 hours anyway. I look very shiny, like whoa. Straight off the bat, like my coverage is still pretty much there, but I could do with powder, more powder. I only use powder here and under my eyes. To be honest, my forehead doesn't even look like it's got powder on it. There you go. That is a fingerprint on my forehead. I think if I'm going to use this foundation, I need to use a mattifying primer. I can't use glowy bases like I normally would, and maybe a bit more powder, like especially around my mouth. I do remember taking my powder down to here, so I'm not entirely sure why I'm oily over here. I've not looked like this in a while. It's definitely the foundation, but I have to say, I'm actually not mad at it. I think something you'd have to bear in mind is, at a time like this where wearing face masks is very normal now, I don't know how good this foundation is going to be under a face mask, unless you're really packing on loads of powder. I still like this foundation, and I think it'll be interesting to try this foundation with some other products, because now I know what I think I need to change, and that is the primer. I could easily correct this with some powder. Let me do that now so I can show you. Okay, so 8 hours on, I've assessed my skin. I've realised that coverage is fine, it's just a shine. So I know how I'm going to fix this. I'm going to take 2 powders. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in the shade 2. This is what I would typically use to set my under eyes and stuff like that. So it's a lighter powder. And then I would also take my Mineralise Skinfinish from MAC in the shade Dark. Pressed powder is easier than carrying loose powder as well. Okay, a little bit. This powder is going to give me a bit of coverage. Just taking the brush, and I'm going to put it here. With that being said, I'm actually satisfied now that I could carry on my evening or whatever. Shine doesn't really bother me too much because it's something that I can sort out. If the makeup is actually patchy and coming off, despite me prepping my skin well with my skincare and using a primer and using powder, then that would be a cause for concern, but this really isn't a big deal. Let me just put some gloss on my crusty lips because if I were to use this foundation again another day, I would make sure to at least set the rest of my face as well, just because I know what my skin's going to look like if I don't. Because this makeup actually lasted really well. It's just the shine was a little bit excessive for me, but it's okay. So yeah, that is my review for the KVD Good Apple foundation. I really hope you found this helpful. This was kind of like my first ever foundation review. I just feel like I love foundations, why don't I review them? So yeah, I like this foundation. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, an 8.5 out of 10. I think I can never give anything a 10 out of 10, really and truly, like very rare that I can give something a 10 out of 10, but I will give this foundation an 8.5 out of 10. Everything lasted pretty much, coverage was good, overall application was really easy. The matching myself wasn't actually as difficult as I thought. I guess that's also because I bought 2 foundations. Yeah, the shine was just a little bit crazy, but that's okay. I showed you how you could fix it, but that's why I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share my video as well. There might be someone that you know who's thinking about trying this foundation out. Also, don't forget to follow me on all my socials. Everything is linked down below. As usual, everything that I've used is linked down below. And if you wanted to see the rest of the look, how I did the quick eyes and the lip earlier, then make sure you follow me on Instagram because you'll see that part on my Instagram page. Bye!